Y'all, I went down to Clayton County, Georgia. Let's take a look, come check 'em out with me.
Now I need to swear everyone in.
Ahora les tengo que juramentar a todos.
Please raise your right hand.
Levanten por favor la mano derecha.
Do you swear or affirm that the information that you're about to provide to the court, as well as any information on your court-appointed attorney application, is true and correct? If so, say I do.
Juran o protestan que la información que van a dar aquí en este tribunal y la información incluida en la solicitud para el abogado de oficio es correcta y verdadera. Si es que sí, digan juro.
I do.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so I'll take our first Spanish-speaking defendant there. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
Can you state your name for me, please?
¿Nos puede decir su nombre, por favor?
Jesús Alberto Villanueva Duarte.
Jesús Alberto Villanueva Duarte.
All right. Give me one moment, sir.
Permítame un momento, señor.
Hey, Mr. Ventura, you have one charge.
Señora Ventura tiene una sola infracción imputada.
That charge is stalking.
Es acoso.
That is a misdemeanor offense.
Es un delito menor.
The bond for that charge will be $2,500.
La fianza para ese cargo es $2,500.
That comes with a special condition.
Que conlleva una condición especial.
While out on bond, you are to stay away from and have no contact with the alleged victim.
Mientras está en libertad bajo fianza, tiene que mantenerse alejado y no tener ningún contacto con la presunta víctima.
Her name is Lily Voratsady.
Que se llama Lily Voratsady.
You cannot be around her.
No puede estar cerca de ella.
And you may not contact her through any means.
Y no puede comunicarse con ella a través de ningún medio.
Would you like me to schedule your preliminary hearing for November the 7th, or do you want to waive that hearing?
Quisiera, señor, que yo le programe la audiencia preliminar para el 7 de noviembre o prefiere renunciar a la audiencia, señor.
No entendí algo. ¿Quién es la víctima? Disculpe, no entiendo.
I didn't understand something. Who is the victim?
Okay. Her name is Lily Voratsady.
Se llama Lily Voratsady.
No la conozco.
Okay, that wasn't the question I asked you, sir.
No es la pregunta que le estoy preguntando.
I asked you, would you like me to schedule your preliminary hearing for November the 7th, or do you want to waive that hearing?
Le pregunto si usted quiere que yo programe su audiencia preliminar para el 7 de noviembre o si usted prefiere renunciar a la audiencia.
Será pagar la fianza para reunirme con mi familia y luego asistir a la audiencia, por favor.
Would that be for the bond so that I can join my family and then attend the hearing?
No, I am assigning you a bond of $2,500 today.
No, señor, le estoy asignando la fianza de $2,500 hoy.
If you have the bond money, you would be able to bond out later this afternoon.
Si tiene el dinero de la fianza, podría salir hoy más tarde.
I will schedule your preliminary hearing for November the 7th.
Programa su audiencia preliminar para el 7 de noviembre.
If you post bond later today or before that time, that hearing will just be canceled at that point that you bond out.
Si deposita fianza hoy, más tarde, la audiencia preliminar se cancelará en el momento que usted salga bajo fianza.
Would you like to apply to be represented by a public defender at no cost?
¿Quisiera usted solicitar un abogado de oficio sin costo alguno para usted?
Sí, por favor.
Did you hear the question, sir?
¿Escuchó la pregunta, señor?
Un abogado sin costo, sí, por favor.
Yes, an attorney without cost. Yes, please.
I understand that you are not currently employed. Do you have any sort of income?
Tengo entendido que actualmente no tiene trabajo, pero tiene alguna clase de ingresos, señor.
Se cortó la comunicación.
The audio is cutting out, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
I understand you do not have a job. Do you have any other type of income?
Y entiendo que usted no tiene trabajo. Le pregunto si tiene alguna otra clase de ingresos.
No, me ayuda o sea, me ayudo con mi esposa, mientras que yo cuido a mi hija.
No, I help with my wife to take care of my daughter.
I am going to assign an attorney to represent you.
Está bien. Voy a designar un abogado de oficio para representarlo.
And that will take care of everything today. Thank you, sir.
Y es todo para hoy. Gracias, señor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me? All right, Mr. Bowman, you have got one charge. That is simple battery. That is a misdemeanor. We're going to do a bond of $1,500 on that. That would include a stay away condition for the alleged victim. While out on bond, you would have no contact with Orlando or Orellana. And will you be able to make bond, sir?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And would you like me to schedule a preliminary hearing for November the 7th, or do you want to waive that hearing? Schedule. All right. We'll put you on the calendar for November the 7th at 8:30 a.m. Those hearings are held over the computer, just like this one. And do you want to apply to have a public defender represent you? Okay. Do you plan on hiring your own attorney?
Myself.
You're going to represent yourself in the case? Would you like to see if you qualify for a public defender to represent you? You want to represent yourself?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. I'll indicate that here on the form. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Joshua Kane Gresham Hall.
Sure. Can you say it one more time?
Joshua Kane Gresham Hall.
Gotcha. Okay. Give me just a minute. Okay. Mr. Gresham, you have got two charges. The first charge is a misdemeanor called riot. That bond is $5,000. The second charge is a felony offense that is called unlawful acts of violence in a penal institution. Your criminal records index indicates you were given 9 years and 3 months of probation back in 2022 in Douglas County, Superior Court there. And because we're still within that time period, I cannot assign a bond amount on a felony offense this morning. I have scheduled a preliminary hearing for you for November the 6th at 8:30 a.m. And those hearings are held over the computer, just like this one. And would you like to be represented by a public defender on these charges?
Please.
Okay.
I already currently have a public defender.
Okay. Since these are new charges, we'll put the application in. I'm going to find that you do qualify. And so I will put in a new order so that to make sure somebody's representing you on these charges as well. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, what would I have my next court date?
Be your preliminary hearing, and I'm sorry, I may have missed that. Your preliminary hearing is November the 6th at 8:30.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hutchinson's next.
All right, thank you. All right. Okay, Jerron Hutchins, is that right? Okay. All right, give me just a second here. Okay, Mr. Hutchins, you have got two charges. The first charge is a misdemeanor called riot. The bond amount on that charge is going to be $5,000. The second charge is a felony that is called unlawful acts of violence in a penal institution. That bond amount is $10,000. So when we add those two together, your total bond is $15,000. I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for you to take place on November the 6th at 8:30 a.m. And those hearings are held over the computer, just like this one. And do you want to apply to be represented by a public defender?
I'm hired.
Do you plan on representing yourself?
Please.
Did you say you're going to represent yourself in the case?
Yes.
If you probably qualify for a public defender who's got legal training. Would you like at least to talk to someone to see if they can help you on your case?
Yeah, I can.
I'm sorry, the audio broke up.
Say yes, sir, I can.
Okay. All right. Based on your incarceration, I find that you do qualify for a public defender. So I'll go ahead and put an order in to have somebody assigned to your case, and you can talk with them to see if they may be able to help you. All right. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Thomas is late.
All right.
It's on YouTube.
All right. So Jaquarius Thomas, is that correct? All right, Mr. Thomas, give me just a moment to get your paperwork here. All right, Mr. Thomas, you have got two charges. The first charge is a misdemeanor called riot. That has a bond of $5,000. The second charge is a felony offense that is called an unlawful act of violence in a penal institution. That bond amount is $10,000. So the total bond for you is $15,000. I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for you to take place on November the 6th at 8:30 a.m. And those hearings are held over the computer, just like this one. And do you want to apply to have a public defender represent you on these new charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just a minute to find it. Based on your incarceration, I find that you do qualify for a public defender. So I will put in that order this morning, appointing somebody to represent you. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, good. All right. Give me one moment here. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for me?
Abigail Valdez.
All right. Give me just a second here. All right. Ms. Balderas, you have got 4 charges. 3 of these are felonies. The felonies are unlawful possession of a firearm. That bond amount is $6,000. The second charge is possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. That bond amount is $6,500. The third felony charge is possession of a firearm during the commission of a certain crime, certain crimes. That is also a felony. That bond amount is going to be $5,000. And then you were also charged with a misdemeanor underage possession of a firearm. That bond amount is going to be $6,000. So when we add up all 4 of those bond amounts, your total bond this morning comes to $23,500. I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for you that's going to take place on November the 6th at 8:30 a.m. And those hearings are held over the computer, just like this one. And would you like to apply for a public defender?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I understand from your application that you are not currently working. Do you have any other type of income?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and I will put in that order appointing someone this morning. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for me?
Karen Calloway.
Ms. Callaway, okay. Give me just a moment here. I put that somewhere else. All right, so Ms. Callaway, you have got 4 offenses total. The first 3 offenses were originally booked under the name Tierra Rogers. But let me tell you, those 3 are felony offenses. They are 3 violations of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. They each have a bond amount of $6,500. So that total is $19,500. You then also have a charge of a misdemeanor called providing a false name or date of birth to law enforcement. That bond amount is going to be $1,500. So that brings your total to $21,000 this morning. I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for you. That is going to take place on November the 6th. Really, for the felony charges, it'll take place on November the 6th, the first 3 charges. I guess the 4th charge, that misdemeanor offense, would go on to the November the 7th calendar. Do you want, on the misdemeanor offense, do you want me to schedule your preliminary hearing for November the 7th, or do you want to waive that preliminary hearing?
Can I waive it?
Waive it? Okay. So you'll waive the preliminary hearing on the misdemeanor false name, address, date of birth charge, but the preliminary hearing for the 3 felony offenses will be November the 6th. Okay. And the deputies there will have a waiver form for you to sign, and then they'll send that to me to sign. And would you like to apply to be represented by a public defender?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I understand that you are not currently employed. Do you have any other type of income?
Child support for my 3 kids.
Just child support? Okay. All right. I'm going to find that you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and I will put the order in this morning, appointing someone to represent you. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Take it, sign it, and then I'll bring it out.